It is Snoopy as the flying ace, and it is a ceramic mug, or stein as it is called, and it is also musical. So that's exciting. We recently on Terrific Non-TV Toys took a look at a Marilyn Monroe musical figure, and now we're looking at another musical item in this vintage Snoopy item. And to do some research on this one, I mean, usually before I record, I get online and poke around a little bit and research the object, depending on how much I remember about acquiring the object myself. But this time I didn't have to do that because I have a very handy dandy book here. This is called the Peanuts Home Collection, and it is by Freddie Karen Margolin, and it is dated 1999, I think. 1999, so it's this edition anyways. It's not super current. There may be later editions, I'm not sure, but I got this quite a few years ago, and I went through it recently, and I had a great time going through it recently because I actually highlighted all of the stuff that I have, but it's just tons and tons of stuff. And the reason it's called the Home Collection is it splits Peanuts and Charlie Brown collectibles into rooms in a home, like attic, bathroom, bedroom, cabana, dining room, gallery, hobby room, etc. And so it categorizes all the many, many collectibles for Snoopy and Charlie Brown and the gang into rooms in your home, which is kind of a fun thing. But the purpose of me bringing out this reading material, because you know I do love showing reading materials on these episodes, was to show this stein. And so if you look up the stein, let's see here, which I think was in the living room if I remember right. Let's see. That's just in order to tell you correctly. I think it's in the living room. Yeah, musicals and music boxes in the living room. You can see in this guide, there were 3 of them. They are dated 1971. There was one with Charlie Brown, one with Snoopy, and one with Lucy. And they each play a different song. So in here it says, music plays when the stein is lifted. And you'll see there's a post here that moves up and down. So when it's resting on a table, it's pushed down. And so music plays when the stein is lifted. It's ceramic, 4.5 inches high. Schmid is evidently the manufacturer, 1971. Valued back then in 1999 as $45 to $55 each. The Charlie Brown one plays Take Me Out to the Ball Game. He's got his ball cap on. Snoopy, as the flying ace, plays Fly Me to the Moon. And Lucy plays Honey. Okay, so that's interesting to be able to look this up. I love this. And by the way, when I went through this recently, I was so surprised by how many things I actually had in here. This is zillions, and I actually even have a list of stuff that is not in the book that is later items since 1999. But there's just oodles and oodles of stuff in here. And I love that. It was really reminiscing because a lot of the stuff that I don't have, I've seen somewhere, so it was just so cool to look at that book. But anyways, back to the stein. This stein is a little injured. You may have noticed that there is a huge crack. It actually broke at one point in my possession, and so I had to glue it back together, and it still is missing a chip and a part right there. But I brought it back together as best I could because I do love it, and it's such a vintage piece, and someone gave it to me. I don't know where they got it. I don't even remember who gave it to me because it was quite a few years ago. I want to say at least 20 years ago as of shoot time. And maybe it came from a secondhand store or something, and I don't know if you actually drink out of these. Maybe you do, because it looks pretty safe to drink out of. I tried to clean it up a little bit inside there, but it's got a little bit more of a ring. But yeah, and then it plays music. And just to show you in the back, United Features Syndicate, 1971. It's got that labeled with the copyright on the back. So this is what the back looks like too, and he's basically intact. So we're gonna see if this thing will play. I actually did not rehearse this before shooting, so we'll see if it works. Let's wind it up. Okay, that'll probably do it. And it's not operational. Oh man, I'm bummed. I think it played fairly recently. It's just not playing now. Oh man. That's a bummer. I almost want to work with it a little bit more to see if it will work. Okay, well, it's supposed to play Fly Me to the Moon, so this is not a very good copy of this particular collectible. It's not in very good condition, obviously, but you know what? It's still well loved, and it's still a cool item in its own way, so I love it. Thank you for watching once again, and keep it tuned here to BRBTV for more terrific non-TV toys.